In Unilever, we had to quite drastically change the course of the company, but also refine our beacons in terms of the culture and the values of the company. So a lot needed to be changed. So the first thing that I thought was very important is to be sure that you have the right people on board. Jim Collins calls it the right people on the bus. It's absolutely key. There's a role of a leader. And depending on whatever your business situation is, you need to decide what these skill sets are. But spend a lot of time on that, because ultimately it's people that make the difference. And then the second thing what we did was we spent a lot of time on putting the capabilities in place to make people successful. It is totally not realistic to ask people to run faster and faster and do more and more if you don't put the capabilities in place to make that possible. So I reached out to one of my good friends, Bill George, who had written this book, True North, and very much about ethical leadership, if you want to. And we developed a 3-sequence course. One of them is first, which is very important, I think, for leadership, is to know yourself, know your strengths, know your weaknesses, and be able to verbalize that publicly as well. What are the crucibles that make you tick? And the first part of this course, which was really a course taken over several weeks in a time frame of about 6 to 9 months, we took the top 100 people of the company through that. The second course following up on that is how do you exercise that leadership, that knowledge about yourself to influence others? And then the third in that sequence was to get results. And that course has really taken hold and very good feedback. And I think it has created a different cadre of people. Secondly, spend a lot of time with people. Spend a lot of time with people personally coaching, role modeling in your own behavior, and then making very clear what the frameworks are that this company accepts people to be operating in. I think that's equally important. What are the values, what are the principles that we do accept, which are the ones that don't fit into this company, and have a lot of conversations about that. I remember when I came, a lot of the discussions are what are the company's values that this great company is built on. And people said, well, you know them because you worked here a long time. And when I asked people to write them down, obviously you could see that there were quite some differences in interpretation. Or when you grow so fast in these emerging countries, you have to recognize that probably 30–40% of your workforce has less than 5 years seniority. So it would be unfair to ask them to figure that out. So we spent a lot of time together on reconnecting with the same values and principles of Lord Lever in the 18th and 19th century, and then figuring out which ones needed to evolve and what were the leadership qualities that we needed.